These are my 10 hot takeaways from UFC 327. There was lots that happened on this card, some good, some horribly fucking bad. Okay? God fucking damn it, the light heavyweight division is completely cooked. But on to the very first hot take. You may hate it, but Josh Hokett is exactly what heavyweight needs right now. Like, the heavyweight division has been bad since even before Jon Jones. We had Francis Ngannou, who was a mega superstar in the UFC, in MMA in general, who left, made a bag, and completely fucked over the PFL. But I mean, whatever, good for him, right? He got his money, he did what he needed to do. Everyone's hoping for Jon Jones versus Ngannou. We don't get it. Ngannou leaves. Ciryl Gane becomes interim champion. And then we have to see Jon Jones versus Ciryl Gane. Tom Aspinall has to fight Sergey Pavlovich because Jon Jones can't fight against Stipe. We see an absolute old dog Stipe get in there against Jon Jones when Aspinall had the interim belt. Makes absolutely no sense that Stipe gets a title shot just because Jon Jones wants it on his legacy. And now Tom Aspinall has been promoted to undisputed champion. Gets eye poked against Ciryl Gane. And now we're stuck with this absolute mess of a division. But Josh Hokett has come in and made a statement, made some entertaining moves, made a little more entertaining moves, and he's drawing eyes to the division, okay? Everyone is seeing what he's doing. Everyone is seeing his antics, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's cringe or funny, whatever you think of it, you are thinking of it, and that's his goal. He is getting thought about, he is getting talked about, he is getting clicks, and he's bringing eyes to the UFC heavyweight division when it has been lacking of any sort of volume for so fucking long. He is what this division has needed for a very long time. Next up, my second take. Yuri Prochazka's biggest problem is Yuri Prochazka. This autistic samurai absolutely threw this fight for himself. He could not beat Carlos Ulberg on one knee with a completely blown out ACL. He still showed quote unquote mercy not finishing Carlos Ulberg, although he was severely injured in the ring, in the octagon. He says he showed mercy. I'm not sure I'm buying that. He was beating up the leg as soon as he saw it happen. He was just reckless, defensiveless, and threw himself into a check left hook that is Carlos Ulberg's best shot. He is so vulnerable to that shot. We saw it against Pereira, and now we're seeing it against Ulberg again. But he could have won this fight if he just survived to in-between rounds. They would not have let this fight continue. Fighting on an ACL is extremely dangerous to the rest of the ligaments, cartilage in the knee. And now light heavyweight is fucking completely cooked again because Ulberg's champion and he's going to be out 9 months to a year minimum, depending on the severity of the injury. If there was meniscus damage, there's a lot that goes into what exactly happened in Ulberg's knee. Fuck, this sucks. This absolutely sucks for light heavyweight. But my third take coming in, who is going to partially save the light heavyweight division, Paulo Costa is a problem at light heavyweight. This guy looked so good against Azamat Murzakanov, and exactly as I predicted, probably the only thing that I predicted right, but exactly as I predicted, he utilized beautiful body kicks, beautiful leg kicks, beating up Murzakanov's arms as he's trying to block, defending his head, likely fractured an arm or a wrist because he was not willing to put it up to block the head kick that ultimately finished him in the third round. And Paulo Costa, in a relatively open division, has a decent chance to make a run here. He could get booked against Reyes, who just beat Johnny Walker in a very horribly boring performance, but nonetheless he got the judge's nod. They could book that fight, and that could be a title eliminator if Ulberg's out for a while to fight maybe Ankalaev. I don't know where the fuck Ankalaev is, okay? He's just MIA. I highly doubt they book Prochazka again. In my opinion, he probably needs at least 1 or 2 more wins. He's been out of it. He's been given a lot of title shots up to date. So let's just maybe mix in some of these new guys, give Paulo Costa versus Dominic Reyes a show. I mean, I'm fine with that. I think Paulo Costa can beat Dominic Reyes. Although the title runs back on track, baby, let's go, Dom. We'll see what happens there, okay? But Paulo Costa is a problem at light heavyweight, and he's back. I love him. Secret Juice Costa's back, baby. Number 4, hottest take. Refs are finally taking points for multiple infractions. We saw in the fight against Chris Padilla versus Markel Medeiros, if you are poking someone in the eye twice in a fight, you are getting a point deducted. If you are cheating multiple times in the fight, we hope to God you get a point deducted, unless your name is fucking Tofik Musayev. I will never forget you, you piece of shit. What you did to our boy Ignacio Bahamondes will not go unspoken in a Never Wrong MMA video, okay? But nonetheless, refs are finally doing what we've been asking for so long. They're taking points away when someone pokes you in the eye twice. They're taking points away when you're grabbing the cage egregiously or multiple times. They're finally doing something about the cheating problem in the UFC, and this is what we've been waiting and begging for so long. So this is great to see finally taking action in the octagon. Next up, Pereira is the best thing to happen to the UFC since McGregor. And now this doesn't directly relate to UFC 327, but it does because the light heavyweight division has been completely fucking cooked from this fight that just took place over the weekend. Yuri Prochazka loses, Alberg is injured. Who the fuck do we have next? Pereira was the only one that came into this division and provided some excitement. He did the same thing in 185 when everyone else was horribly boring to watch. Adesanya was long reigning champ, but pit-patting his way to decision victories time and time again. And Alex Pereira came in and saved us out of the grace of his fucking left hook from this horrible, boring fights that we were constantly seeing. And he did the same to light heavyweight. As soon as he moved up, this division had a spark. This division had some sort of excitement. There was a lot of hype around every one of Alex Pereira's fights. And that's what we need in these divisions. Suddenly he's moving up to heavyweight and people are like, man, this is, Pereira versus Aspinall is like finally a fight we've been waiting for. We're waiting for a super fight. There's been so many of them talked about. Makhachev Topuria, Aspinall Jones, even fucking Hamzat Pereira. Like, I don't know. There's been so many of these fights that have fallen through and disappointed us that I just hope we see one of them come to fruition. And Pereira versus Aspinall is seemingly the most likely at this point, if Aspinall can even fight again from those eye pokes. I mean, the guy's gotten surgery after surgery, so fuck, who knows what goes on there. Let's hope he's okay. Let's hope he gets back in there and takes on Pereira. I favor Pereira. But after seeing what happened in the light heavyweight division this weekend, Pereira is the best thing that has ever happened to the UFC. Number 6, lightweight vets stay on top. We see this for some reason, time and time again in the lightweight division, that these vets are beating the up-and-comers every goddamn time. Every goddamn time. We saw it with Poirier beating BSD. We saw it with Justin Gaethje versus beating Fiziev. We saw it with fucking Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. It's just non-stop. And now this past weekend, we see Mateus Gamrot completely dismantle and destroy Esteban Rivovic, who is one of the most exciting prospects in the lightweight division, putting on absolute fight-of-the-night performances time and time and time again. And now that's all over for us because UFC decided to book him against the most wrestling-hungry fucking ranked lightweight in the division. Completely beyond me why they would book Esteban Rivovic against Mateus Gamrot. There's so many better matchmaking opponents they could have thrown against him, but they didn't, and they fucked it up. And now we don't have Esteban Rivovic in ranked in lightweight, and Mateus Gamrot gets the fight up again, for fuck's sake. I'm not a Gamrot hater. It's just, I like to see Gamrot against grapplers. I don't like to see Gamrot against strikers. Okay, I like to see Gamrot against Saryukian. That was a sick-ass fight. Gamrot against Dariush. Those scrambles were absolutely incredible. But when he fights strikers, it's just boring as fuck. What he did to Ludovic Klein, what he did to Esteban Rivovic, not very exciting to watch, especially when those two guys are exciting rising prospects. Okay, number 7. Kelvin Gastelum is fat and he peaked versus Izzy. Kelvin Gastelum looked absolutely abysmal in this fight against Vicente Luque. I'm a Vicente Luque fan, so I'm absolutely buzzing he won this fight. I didn't pick him to win because I thought he was kind of chinny, and Kelvin Gastelum does have some power in my hands. I was mistaken because he can only throw a 1-2 and then he gets taken down and he sucks, okay? Kelvin Gastelum should probably wrap it up. He's missed middleweight. As a very fat and short person, he's missed 185. Retire. Okay. Number 8, Aaron Pico beats Murphy in a rematch. Why do I think this? Because I think Aaron Pico was absolutely stunned by the lights in his first fight in the UFC, and he was a little too finish hungry, especially against a guy like Lerone Murphy, who's a very good counter puncher, who has those counter attacks that you don't really expect, especially when you're pushing heavy forward on the gas. Okay, he walked right into a spinning elbow. If they match them up again, which I don't see happening anytime soon, but they could in the future, Aaron Pico wins this fight. I think he gets this one done. He had a beautiful performance against Patricio Pitbull, almost finishing him in the second round, almost finishing him in the third round, likely winning all 3 rounds, but the first round, it was kind of close, okay? Next up, number 9, Kevin Holland brings the absolute worst out of fighters. Every fucking Kevin Holland fight, like I swear to God, the last 5 Kevin Holland fights have been the worst fights to watch. His last fight against Randy Brown looked like the worst Randy Brown I've ever seen. I know I've never really been high on Randy Brown, but I thought he was more of like, I want to win this fight type of fighter. But against Kevin Holland, he looked like he didn't even give a shit. He didn't get his hand raised, and he seemed like, yeah, that makes sense. Dude, where's the fucking intensity? Where's the disappointment in yourself? You literally look like you don't give a shit that you just lost to Kevin Holland, dude. Come on. One of the worst performances from honestly both these guys I've seen in a while. It seems like there was nothing significant that happened in round 2 or round 3, and both of these guys were just like kind of hoping the judges would nod them. Disappointing, but Kevin Holland seems to do this in a lot of his fights. He did it against Mike Malott, okay? Grabbing his nuts the whole time after a nut shot. Dude, just fucking take the DQ or like no contest it. If you can't fight, stop. Like now you just have something to blame losing on. It's just such lame ass shit. Just stay down. You're not that tough. Like you're not tough for taking a shot to the nuts and being like, bro, I can't. I can't continue. Valid, bro. Like just stay down. Now you just look like a complaining bitch, Daniel Rodriguez looked horrible in their fight as well. Vicente Luque got subbed by him, and old Gunnar Nelson looked shit in there too, okay? I don't understand what it is about Kevin Holland, but whoever's fighting him fights down to his level. Weird as fuck. Number 10, my predictions fucking suck ass, okay? I went 6-for-7, not including the Padilla-Medeiros draw. 6-for-7. Yikes, boys. Big yikes, okay? Do not watch my picks for your betting slips. Watch my picks for entertainment purposes only. I try. I really do fucking try on these picks. I swear on everything. I look, I study, I do what I can do. But 6 out of 7 in back-to-back weeks is fucking destroying my mental. Fuck. That's it.